Probably one of the best designed characters visually in the game. The devs really knocked it out of the park with Alice the Wanderer. She has a white rabbit on her back at all times too, and her big time damage is being given out for free to newcomers. If you've been waiting to jump on in, there's no other perfect time than right now. Alice the Wanderer is an insane attack type champion, locking down enemies and being versatile in PvP and PvE. She can use her Clockwork Cyclone skill, which hits all of them, but it has a 75% chance to increase their cooldowns on skills by 2 turns, while also decreasing each target's turn meter by 15%. She can be absolutely nuts. You get it for free if you are a newcomer to Raid Shadow Legends by using this code pinned on the screen, GETALICE. Special thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring us again to check out the Wonderland Gang and see what they're all about. Remember, Get Alice code is for new accounts, and once you get it set up, you have a limited time to use it on your new account. We also have links in our description down below and a QR code pinned on the top of the screen for you guys to get even more goodies. So make sure you use the Mace app and get the max amount of benefits. We have tons of great bonuses also, like newcomers can use promo code UDKING to unlock the ultimate Death Knight and claim him for your party before the promo ends. He's a fantastic unit to have and a solid tank to add to your team. You also can get Sun Wukong as a newcomer only by using code Monkey King. He's still one of the best units in the game, very well-rounded character, super strong for any team composition that you put together. Remember, you can only use one promo code, so choose wisely and let me know in the comments below who you decided to go with. There are other fantastic legendary heroes for newcomers to unlock as well. By using our promo codes, you can secure them, but only choose one, so choose wisely. We have the fantastic tank Green Warden Rurark, which you can get with the promo code Treehugger, the Desert Barbarian Tuhanarok with promo code Desert Queen. Tholan Foulbeard is a savage character that you can get with promo code Demon Slayer. But remember, these are for newcomers to raid only, and you can choose only one within the first 48 hours of you playing the game. Remember, with our link and QR code, you guys can unlock Epic Ultimate Galek from the start. And when you reach level 15, you can unlock Fayne as well. We already talked extensively about the Ninja Turtles making their way into Raid Shadow Legends in our previous video, which is still active, and yes, you can unlock Michelangelo for free just by logging in for 7 days. Raphael, Leo, April, and Shredder, by the way, this Shredder design is one of the sickest ones ever, can be summoned through limited timed events. You can fuse to unlock Donatello, and he's an amazing unit to pair with Leonardo and the rest of the Turtles, racking up crazy damage. We gotta talk about Alice the Wanderer, and not just her, the rest of the Wonderland Gang, because along with her, we can get the Cheshire Cat, Mad Hatter, the Knave of Hearts, and the insane Queen of Hearts. While Alice the Wanderer is a ferocious attacker and abuses enemies by reducing their cooldowns effectively, stealing turns, she can increase her damage in the process. But pairing her with champions to complement her skills by buffing damage, she can become a nuke. And if you place her as the leader, she can actually buff your entire team's overall damage by 30% just by having her in the leader slot. Vorpal's sword hits enemies twice, with an extra hit being dealt if targets have skills on cooldown. And she has a chance to decrease the duration of a random buff on the target by 1 turn. Queenslayer is a brutal attack that ignores 20% of the target's defense. When using this, if the target is killed, she will execute a follow-up attack on the enemy with the lowest HP, also applying the 20% damage. So effectively putting it, anyone and everyone can catch her hands. Her passive ability also can ramp things up a lot more. Whenever this champion attacks, it can inflict 3% more damage to each target for each turn remaining on all of their skills' cooldowns. If an enemy dies, the active effect applies a cooldown reset on one of her skills each time, once per skill. Alice is an actual beast and is perfect for early to mid-game gameplay and can work really great in the end game, but definitely pair her with a unit like Skeletor, who can increase accuracy and also further reduce enemy turns as well. It's a really great combination to do that together. The less turns enemies can go, the less damage they deal, the longer you live, you get the idea. Now, aside from Alice, of course, we have the other inspired Wonderland characters to talk about, like the Cheshire Cat, who gave me nightmares as a child and continues to do this as an adult. And you know, I don't feel as bad knowing my enemies feel the same way too. Cheshire Cat is literally a speed demon, buffing himself and raising speed. As a leader, it can raise the entire team's speed by 19%, making people attack more often, which ultimately, if you think about it, it is a DPS increase. Phase Claw is attacking one enemy, but if you're under a perfect veil, it will hit all enemies instead. And don't worry, this unit can actually give itself perfect veil in many ways. Feline Frenzy raises its speed, but does not work against bosses, sadly. I That's always a rip. But it can stack up to 10 times at a 10% increase. Grinning Helix will attack all enemies, and a 50% increase of attack buff for 2 turns, which can be pretty nasty, especially, if an enemy dies from its attack, you will also get an extra turn. And there's a lot of turn stealing today in this group. You'll notice that is an actual thing. Up next, the Knave of Hearts is a very interesting character and has a very iconic design choice, and probably is my favorite. I love the chained reanimated heart and the fact that it pulses every second. The Knave is your tank as a leader and gives allies an increase of 30% HP. This character is pretty unique because it can apply heals to the team while also swapping its health with enemies and stealing buffs. Its stout defensive abilities, swapping HP with the enemy target, it'll also put 100% heal reduction on that target for 2 turns. And then it'll equalize all ally HP levels to the level of the ally, whoever has the highest HP. Which does sound like it can be a bit risky. Like, what if the rest of your team is like spot on, a little bit lower than others? But it also, in addition to that, will apply a 60% increased defense buff to all of your allies for 2 turns. So you will be a little bit more tankier. Thornblade is going to heal allies every time you hit an enemy and provoke them for 1 turn with a 30% chance. Gallant Knave will hit all enemies and also has a chance to steal 2 random buffs from them and places continuous heals on all allies except himself. But it also puts an unkillable buff, yes, an unkillable buff, and a taunt buff on himself for 2 turns. It's kind of insane because if you think about it, if he puts an unkillable buff on him and taunts enemies to focus him for 2 turns, that's pretty much wasting the enemy's time. And that ultimately will protect your entire team and give you more opportunities and more time to set up either your offense or better defense. But honestly, his defense is kind of nasty doing this with buffs and debuffs. Everything from his aesthetic and design to the way that his moves function are really interesting to me. I do love the way the undead units interact in this game, and Raid does a fantastic job with them. Now, we gotta talk about one of the most iconic characters in media history, the Mad Hatter. Absolute psychopath. Look at this face. This character is also a support unit, and it can increase ally accuracy by a whopping 60% if they are the leader of the party. His first skill can steal 1 random buff from enemies and has a chance to apply a debuff spread to the entire enemy team under a Hex debuff. He can also team up with allies and attack all enemies. This damage with the ally joining increases by 10% for each debuff on the target. So you just kind of want to be debuffing as much as you can to increase that overall. Remember, this hits all enemies, so that's great. He can buff allies as well, the turn order percents, and every 10 turns taken, he'll heal allies by 20% of their max HP. It's a very good unit for longer fights, where you can see this effect being applied many, many times over, which is pretty damn cool. And now finally, among this entire group, we do have to talk about the iconic Queen of Hearts. She is a support character, but as far as designs goes, I'm gonna have to be real with you guys. Aesthetically and kind of like visually, I think she's lacking compared to the others we've seen so far. I think Alice, Cheshire Cat, and the Knave have my favorite designs so far. But let's see what the Queen is all about with her moves. As a leader, she can give the party 70 more accuracy, which is pretty good, but I wouldn't put her as a leader for that personally. But let's talk about her passive. For every 10 buffs that the enemy team receives, she gets to take an extra turn. But only 1 champion of yours can actually activate this. Her skill 1 Heartburst hits all enemies, which is always a great thing to have. And on top of that, it places a 60% defense debuff for 2 turns on the enemies, and raises the turn meters of all allies by 5%, making them able to take more actions quickly. Overall, great utility and helps raise damage, so I always love to see that. Off with their heads, the skill number 2 removes all buffs from enemies and places a debuff on the first target for 2 turns. And then every enemy gets True Fear debuff instead of the first target. So again, the first initial target gets that debuff on them, and then every other enemy gets a True Fear debuff. But the cool part is she can raise her turn meter by 5% for each buff that's going to be removed from enemies. So if they have a lot on them, you can imagine she's going to be taking plenty turns and giving her teammates a lot of turns. And with her passive, if they add more buffs to themselves, she can get another turn. The Queen is always in play, it feels like. And finally, Queenly Command. team up with all allies to attack a single enemy, placing a 50% increased attack buff on allies for 2 turns. If the target is killed, then she reduces the cooldown of her skill too. Okay, she's kind of cool. I love that every ally can jump a single enemy with this ability, and before the attack goes off, we can see everyone receive an offensive buff as well. Overall, I think she's a fantastic unit and can work pretty good on any team. She's all about stifling enemies and removing their buffs, while buffing the allies, which I'm always all for. I think I might like her more than the Mad Hatter and the Knave, if I can be kind of real with you guys. I feel like the Knave is kind of close with her, but I still think I kind of want to try her out more. But this entire squad has a lot of great skills and abilities to offer from all these fantastic heroes to elevate your game. Make sure you guys use our link down below so you can start to secure some awesome bonuses we have in store for you all, or the QR code on the top of the screen today. And especially if you are a newcomer, use code GetAtlas on your new account so you can start off with a godlike character in this game as you work your way through PvE and PvP to the journey of dominating foes in Raid Shadow Legends. Remember guys, using our QR code or link in the description will get you all epic ultimate Galek to start off your journey, and at level 15 you can unlock Fayne as well. Promo code UDKing can be used to unlock the Ultimate Death Knight, or you can use promo code Monkey King to unlock Sun Wukong. We have the fantastic tank Green Warden Rurark, which you can get with the promo code Treehugger, the Desert Barbarian Tuhanarok with promo code Desert Queen. Tholan Foulbeard is a savage character that you can get with promo code Demon Slayer. But remember, these are for newcomers to raid only, and you can choose only one within the first 48 hours of you playing the game. And remember, the Ninja Turtles are also live right now. If you log in for 7 days, you can unlock Mikey for free, who's an awesome unit and absolutely worth it for any team composition. Comment down below which character is your favorite in Raid, and how are you enjoying them? Let's get a discussion going. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More Raid Shadow Legends is on the way, and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.